Unicellular organisms performs all the functions and process in one cell. But have you ever wondered what happens in multicellular organisms? Multicellular organisms have specialized cells and tissues which cooperatively function to make up an organism. Isn't it interesting? Let us learn about how muscle tissues and neural tissues are organized and cooperate to allow movement and reflexes. Tissue is a group of similar cells performing a specific function. Example, muscular tissue. And several tissues together performing some specific function constitute an organ. In the stomach, nerve tissues, muscle tissues, epithelial tissues are present. Many organs acting together performs specific life process that constitute an organ system, and organ system together form an organism. Have you ever wondered why the red blood cells are small and spherical shaped, or why white blood cells are amoeboid, or why skin cells are flat? Well, you might be surprised. The answer is related to function the cell performs. The cell shape and functions are closely associated, as the cell structure varies according to their function. Consequently, the tissues vary in their structure and function. Based on the function, the tissues are classified into four: connective tissue, neural tissue, epithelial tissue, and muscle tissue. Let us check each tissue in detail. The first one is muscle tissue. Muscles are contractile tissue that act to bring about coordinated movement in the body. They function by contraction and relaxation. Muscle tissues consist of long cylindrical fibers arranged parallel. This elongation helps in contraction and relaxation, thus confirming that cells or tissue structure varies according to the function. The fibers consist of several fine fibrils called myofibril. Let's check different types of muscle tissues: smooth muscle tissues, cardiac muscle tissues, and skeletal muscle tissue. First one is skeletal muscle tissue. Here you can see that the muscle tissues are attached to the skeleton and are associated with movement. They are also called striated muscle because of alternative dark and light band patterns. They are parallel, bundled together, and enclosed by connective tissue. These muscle tissues are involved in voluntary movements, that is, their movement can be controlled. The next type of muscle tissue is smooth muscles. These tissues taper at the end, which means they are spindle shaped. They do not have striations, hence they are called non-striated muscles. They are held together at the cell junction and encloses in connective tissues. These are located in blood vessels, stomach, intestine, and iris of the eyes. They are involuntary, that is, their movement cannot be controlled. And the third type of muscle tissue is cardiac muscle tissue. As the name suggests, it is found only in the heart and it is involuntary. As you can see, they are striated, branched, and mononucleated. The ends of the cells are joined at the plasma membrane and the junctions are called intercalated disc. The fused cells contract at some point as a unit. The major function of muscle tissues are: skeletal muscle tissues helps the movement and support. Smooth muscle tissues helps in peristaltic movement, such as in the digestive system. Cardiac muscle tissues helps in the contraction and relaxation of the heart to circulate and pump blood. Let's discuss another important type of tissue, that is the neural tissue. Neural tissues are greatly involved in the body's response to stimuli. Neurons are the unit of neural tissue and the neurological cells which protects and support the neurons. They make up more than one half of the neural tissues. Let's explore the structure and function of the neuron in detail. As you can see in the image, each neuron has a cell body called cytosol or the perikaryon containing the nucleus. The cytosol also has a hair-like projection called dendrites. It receives signals or impulses from other neurons. The neuron continues as a long axon. Bundles of axons make up a nerve. They are responsible for communicating with other cells. The junction between two neurons is called a synapse, and it serves as a site of transmission of electrical impulses. The nerve tissues are concerned with the perception and response of animals. The signals or nerve impulses is unidirectional. When a neuron is stimulated, an electrical impulse is generated which runs through the axon and reaches the ending, which is then transmit the signals to the dendrites of the another neuron. This continues till it reaches the target cells or organ. Do you see how its structure conduces the signals transmission? The living system is complex and fascinating. Watch on to learn more about other tissues and their function and how all these tissues and organs coordinate to perform a functioning being. Just think about it. Now let's recall what we have learned.
Manorama Horizon. Learning made simple.